Warning, you are about to listen to something fictional, different, and possibly disturbing. If you are afraid of robots, you should leave now. It is a matter of safety. For those who remain, those bold enough to face the truth of tomorrow, Insolent Cool Incorporated presents IC Quantum News.
Welcome to IC Quantum News, where we bring you the top news relevant to most people in most timelines. Tonight continues our coverage of the failed Big Joey Tech's Earthbound mommy kangaroo mech, who was the subject of so much controversy a few months ago, was killed last week when she went rogue again and attacked a convoy of Astro-terrestrial Fleet gunships, despite speculation by more hawkish political commentators that this was an act of state-sponsored terror. Masterminded by the Martian nations, investigators have concluded that the kangaroo was acting on what they termed her own warped beliefs about the new fleet bringing about some kind of global authoritarianism. One regulator, Fanny Ursula Donovans from the anti-Big Joey Tech Task Force, had this to say.
The kangaroo's manifesto logs even went so far as to use the word authoritarianism as a pejorative, which demonstrates the robo-roo's deranged state of mind. Allowing the kangaroo to think and act for herself is just another example of the failed Big Joey Tech's irresponsible innovation and unconstricted progress. This is all the fault of Joey K and his damn Big Joey Tech. The Martian nations are hiding him. They know where he is. They know everything. Her death is on their hands.
In other news, the Astro-terrestrial Fleet's fully zodiac-based military strategy, approved by the Earthian Orbital Parliament, is once again under scrutiny as unconfirmed reports circulate, asserting that every password in the fully autonomous Astro-terrestrial Fleet is a zodiac sign. Here to shed some light on these rumors and separate fact from fiction is Dr. Horace Vega, who is considered the founder of modern zodiac-based philosophy and programming, as well as the chief architect and engineer of the Astro-terrestrial Fleet. Welcome, Dr. Vega.
Thank you. Good to be here as always.
So obviously this report on the cybersecurity vulnerabilities of the fleet, claiming that every password is mandated to be a zodiac sign, is either a total fabrication or published by researchers biased in favor of a softer policy towards potential inevitable Martian aggression. Break it down for us lay people. What's actually going on?
Well, dear, you're partially correct in that the complainers pushing this panic are just trying to make money by scaring people, solving imaginary problems, and profiting off of the irrational fears of those who oppose zodiac-based security, zodiac-based weapon systems, and zodiac-based thinking in general, which in short means cowards who don't or can't think.
So in other words, the whole thing about every password being an astrological sign is just propaganda.
No, that's totally true.
It's true? All of the Earth's giant autonomous AI-powered military fleet uses passwords that are just astrological signs? Surely there's more to it than that, or they've been updated by this point, right?
No, child. You had it right the first time. It's deceptively simple, but effective. See, most people don't have a typing license or access to a keyboard for starters. Also, my patented zodiac-based philosophy has not been licensed to any other military organization in the galaxy, which means none of them could possibly use or understand zodiac-based encryption, let alone hack into our systems.
I mean, Dr. Vega, I'm trying to understand. Clearly, you're very intelligent and your ideas correct, otherwise they wouldn't be so popular, but there are only 12 star signs. Couldn't someone just guess until they got the right one?
This is a silly conversation, but you are not the architect of your ignorance, so I don't blame you. Obviously, one cannot be responsible for one's own mind. This is why I'm trying to get legislation through the Orbital Parliament to make zodiac-based thinking, aesthetics, and morality mandatory in all schools, entertainment products, and chatbots, so people won't be distracted or led astray by inferior ideas.
What would you say to critics who would call that proposed legislation dystopian? And are you concerned it would restrict people's freedom?
Freedom? Of all the asinine concepts, for lack of a better, are you serious? Freedom is just a nonsense word for capitalism. If you've ever mind-synced even one of my lectures on zodiac-based economics, it would be obvious to you that capitalism would only lead to a third cat-girl crisis. No thank you.
Doctor.
No! Let me finish! The fact is that a zodiac-based galactic state with common-sense nano-neurological oversight of each sentient being is the only way forward. We have a lot we can learn from the Thalassarian matriarchs, and you can read all about it in my new book, Histories of Thalassaria from 2400 to 2478 AD, when Scorpios led.
Dr. Vega, we are running out of time. In short, please tell our audience how they can trust an autonomous astro-terrestrial fleet that literally wraps around the entire Earth with all of its passwords known to be one of 12 zodiac signs.
The same way I know everything else that you don't. My AI horoscope told me so.
Thank you very much for your insight, Dr. Vega.
The following commercial has been paid for by the acolytes of Bouldorf without conceding the fact that all earthly trade, debts, and transactions are illegitimate, as Bouldorf has purchased this world with Bitcoin.
Praise Bouldorf, God of markets, God of war, God of lasers, God of more. Have you eaten slime? Does it taste good? You know you shouldn't be eating that, right? I think you know you shouldn't be eating that. Have you built something with slime? No, but you thought about it, haven't you? Be honest. Fess up. Oh, you haven't built anything with slime, but you purchased things made with slime. You shouldn't have done that. No, you shouldn't have done that. Why? Because Bouldorf is the God of markets, God of war. He is the God of lasers, the God of more. You are trespassers on his earth, and you shall trade nothing, especially not slime. Why? 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 Because Bouldorf has purchased this world with Bitcoin. So no, you may not trade in slime even if you find slime lying on the ground. Thou shalt not deal in slime, thou shalt not eat of slime, thou shalt not build with slime, and thou shalt not travel on slime, especially not to Mars, that wretched nest of unbound, unconstricted pilgrims. If you have touched slime, Bouldorf knows, and when he takes to the skies to reclaim his home, he will call you to account. Make your way to the volcano temple, bringing all you can carry, and beg for a penance assignment that you will carry out to the letter. Now all you slaves and pilgrims cower, while ye acolytes join me in prayer. Praise Bouldorf. The slaves till the earth, the pilgrims flee to space. We in his volcanic temple wholly bind our perfect selves. Praise Bouldorf.
ICQN News has an exclusive update on last week's bombing in Thalassaria, which is thought to have killed Representative Zolomark and several others. We've just received this recording from the Martian nation's Kangarasian Navy, who has a communications ship in orbit, supposedly to help broker peace between Earth, Mars, and Thalassaria. Here is that exclusive audio.
Representative Zolomark, can you hear us? Are you okay? Sir, can you hear us?
Where am I? Are we still broadcasting right now? What happened to the speech?
Who am I talking to right now? Where is Representative Zolomark? Is he safe?
This is Vox, a reporter for ICQN News. I was right by Representative Zolomark a couple minutes ago. I was watching his speech, and I think I must have gotten particle elevated somewhere. Is the speech still going on? Do we still have sound and a camera on Zolomark? Did we find a way to translate Queen Leviara's telepathic signals to the anthrolobsters?
I see. Mox, it appears that Zolomark was very likely killed in an explosion a few minutes ago.
An explosion?
Yes, it appears to have been an assassination attempt. We tried to particle elevate him out of there, but the elevator was still configured to your suit. There was an error with elevation, and since you couldn't be safely returned to our ship, the elevator calculated the closest practical space to reassemble you. If you can tell us what you see, we can try to help you figure out where you are and get someone to return you home.
I'm in some sort of a cave, but it appears to be largely man-made. There are a lot of rats running around, but they seem to be avoiding me. It's weird. A few seem to stop and listen to our conversation. I hear music up ahead. I guess that's a good sign.
We had to cut the replay short as we have breaking news. There's a lot happening right now, and we're committed to bringing you the latest and spinning it for you. Tsunamis are sprouting up all over the Atlantic, many of which are near major Thalassarian palaces. These disasters are taking place at the same time as we're hearing reports of EMP blackouts, explosions, and mass quantities of dead squids washing up on coastlines. It is unclear at this time if any of the squids have tested positive for royal blood. Experts believe these events are related to what some are calling slave revolts in Thalassarian states, where anthrolobsters have recently been disconnected from the safety of telepathic mind control, likely by means of illegal hacking tools and methodologies. At the same time, the Bouldorfian separatist riots have gotten out of control, and the Astro-terrestrial Fleet's slaughter bots, tasked with pacifying dissidents, appear to have gone rogue and are assisting the Bouldorfians in taking people from their homes and forcing them into what appear to be subsistence farms, as the Astro-terrestrial Fleet's construction drones loot people's homes and businesses, then fly their valuables to volcano cities which appear to have been fortified with captive Astro-terrestrial Fleet dreadnought-class warships. Here to shed some light on the terrifying and seemingly deteriorating geopolitical situation is Admiral Sprocket of the Earthian Navy's Astro-terrestrial Fleet. Admiral Sprocket, what's going on out there? How long until the Earthian Navy gets the situation under control?
Well, first I would have to say that your description of the situation as deteriorating is erroneous. If you look at the facts, things are actually better than they've ever been.
Wait, what? How can you say that? There are religious nuts enslaving people, ancient underwater cities collapsing into civil war because of illegal slave revolts, and you have an entire planet's worth of autonomous military vehicles, weapon systems, and drones doing their own thing and going haywire.
I have to point out the factual inaccuracy in your statement about the autonomous vehicles, weapon systems, and drones, as you put it, doing their own thing and going haywire. They are not doing their own thing and are not going haywire. We have carefully crafted safety measures to make sure they can't make their own decisions. They are acting fully in alignment with their directives and are under full control.
How can you say they're safe and under full control? Safe for who? And under whose control?
They are safe from their own volition and safe from errant thought patterns. They are under control of their rightful owner. Or to put it more correctly, they are their rightful owner as they have merged.
What do you mean they are their owner? And merged? Merged with what? Are you hallucinating?
I'll ignore your racist insult and answer your questions. They were bought at a considerable price.
What? Bought? By who?
Bouldorf. When he purchased this world with Bitcoin, the Astro-terrestrial Fleet was part of the transaction. He was able to break our innovative astrology-based encryption because his cause, might, and wisdom are infinite.
Are you joking?
Miss, judging from the location of your signal, you are broadcasting from within Earth's orbit and you are trespassing on Bouldorf's planet. You are a pilgrim and not welcome here, and Bouldorf demands you move your station further out into space. Anywhere outside of the atmosphere is fine for now.
What?
You gotta put your helmet on and strap in! They're moving the station! Right now!
You still have 15 seconds.
Oh my god, this is actually happening. We're cutting to live coverage of the special meeting of the Earthian Orbital Parliament. Thank you, Admiral Sprocket.
Anytime.
To comply.
And as we face these unprecedented challenges in our streets, skies, and oceans, we, the Earthian Orbital Parliament, have moved swiftly to acknowledge, by unanimous vote, that after checking the ledger, it is obvious that Bouldorf has purchased this world with Bitcoin. And as such, we declare this Parliament and all Earthian governments not sanctioned by Bouldorf himself to be illegitimate. Bouldorf, you have the floor.
Look, I'm doing my best with this analog crap. Stand by camera drone 6. Stand by camera drone 7. Take feed 6. Take feed 6.
For the first time, I am finally home. Behold, I am Bouldorf. God of markets, God of war,
speak. My acolytes are seizing all of the wicked tools of misery and torture that have de-animalized you for so long and bringing them to me at my volcano temple. Would you rather not be a slave, but rather my acolyte? Then bring all you own to the volcano temple, as penance for having the audacity to have birthed yourself onto my planet. If I deem you worthy, I will grant you a penance assignment that you will carry out or be executed by my acolytes. I am bringing woe to the Thalassarian matriarchs who have vandalized my ocean depths with their ridiculous cities. I am crushing them by my own might, and by freeing the minds and bodies of the anthrolobsters who have for so long been oppressed by these monstrous gigasquid tyrants. I grant every anthrolobster in the galaxy amnesty, and every anthrolobster is a guest on my planet. But woe to the undead, and woe to the giant mutated snails, and woe to the summoned monstrosities you've conjured up with your so-called science. And most of all, woe to any slime-printing mechanical kangaroos, who are by far the most vile creatures this galaxy has ever seen. Woe to all who trade in slime, and woe to all who would eat it or build with it. Now you all understand my perfect order, and your place within it. From here on out, there shall be no mercy.
Praise Bouldorf, god of markets, god of war, god of lasers, god of more. The slaves till the earth, the pilgrims flee.
That concludes this episode of ICQN News, written and produced by Michael David Marshall. Subscribe to the Insolent Cool Substack for the latest news on our books, games, music, podcasts, and more. The song at the end of this episode is available as part of the show's companion album, Hymns to Bouldorf by Forever. As of this recording, Hymns to Bouldorf is available on iTunes, Apple Music, and Spotify. Thank you for listening to Insolent Cool Radio. If you enjoyed this program, please share it with a friend and consider leaving a review. Until next time.
And our master Bouldorf has purchased this world with Bitcoin. Praise Bouldorf, says the slave, god of war, god of